Hello, Leo. My name is Paul, and this is Dove and Serpent Tarot. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And if there is anything you need me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay? And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a 9 of Swords. This is quite serious. We need to get out of this 9 of Swords, right? We don't want to dwell here. All right. This is too much Swords energy, too much thinking that I think it's actually starting to do more harm than good, right? Let's put it into some context. Yeah. Oh gosh, we've got... Okay, here we go. There we go. All right, yeah. We're getting out of that energy, but gosh, a lot of air energy today. A lot of this kind of thing. See, all swords here. We got the air here. Thankfully, we have some major arcana. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one card from the Smith-Waite Tarot that we select at random. We'll put the yin-yang duck right there on top. Let me move our coin out of the way. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. But we're doing something different on this channel. We're a little bit more interactive, okay? So if at any point during the reading you get an idea, a sense, a feeling of what that card is, I want you to type it into the comment section. I want to see if we can collectively raise our vibrations, if we can tap into source, into spirit, into our own intuition, and start discerning that mystery card together, okay? But first, let's do our overview. Now we have major and majors. I'm happy we have 2 major arcana energies. These are spiritual forces, right? They're above us and before us, so it's something that we are striving toward. And I think this is really important, especially as we deal with all of this water and air energy. We've got a little bit of fire. We've got quite a bit of water here. And we've got quite a bit of air. Now, we don't have any earth energy. We have 3, 3. We have 2, 2. We have 7, 7. And we have an 8 and a 9. Interesting. So I feel like there are big things happening in your life, right? You really have big plans. I think you're really going somewhere, right? We've got this spiritual energy. We've got the Chariot here. Your future is really one of progress and success. But we've got to get out of this air energy especially. The water energy, I think, will follow. But the first thing we have to do is get out of these swords. 9 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 7 of Swords, right? We need a lot of affirmation cards here today. Anytime we get a 3, a 5, 7, 8, 9, or 10 of Swords, we pull an affirmation card that I have over here, Language of Flowers. The Swords cards are really troublemakers, okay? And I think that all of this air energy, this overthinking, this doubting, this questioning, this maybe flip-flopping, is doing more harm than good. Right? We're overanalyzing, we're overthinking, I think we have kind of a negative internal monologue right now. And it's affecting how we feel about whatever the situation is, a work thing, family, spiritual community, if it's, romance, whatever we're involved with. We're overthinking it. Big time. Big time. And I think it is preventing us from really harnessing the spiritual energy and moving forward, of achieving our goals. Big things are happening. I can see that. We've got Magician and Chariot. Yeah, big things are happening. But first, we've got to get out of this air energy, okay? What I'm kind of feeling, especially looking at I really do like the Chariot card. It's some Cancer energy. Maybe this kind of shows us the solution a little bit. Maybe this is like kind of saying, focus on things that are a little more personal, maybe a little bit closer to home, right? If there's a special project, if there's almost like a distraction, almost like whatever this main water, air stuff is. I mean, it's all of this stuff, water and air, not the fire card. Maybe we need a little bit of a distraction from that. So maybe part of this Chariot energy is saying focus on some other things, a special project, a side project, right? Side hustle, a hobby. Maybe it's a particular study, right? That's kind of separate from this main thing. Maybe it's a close relationship, a friendship, right? Focus on that a little bit, something a little bit more safe and secure, a little bit closer to home. Yeah. I feel like that's one kind of step to getting out of this, the kind of rut that we have here. I also feel with the Magician card, we need to focus on our intuition a little bit more. We need to stop trying to think it through, because thinking it through is kind of draining our water energy. We're losing the excitement. We're losing the heart that this once had. Not only is the cup half empty, but now there's a crack in it and it's leaking. Because we are too much in our head about things. See, on this channel, I talk a lot about the balance between the air and the water, and how we need our thinking and our feeling functions, our heart and our mind, to be on the same page, right? To be perfectly kind of in phase, or they almost cancel each other out. They offer no resistance to the manifesting of our will, fire to earth. We have a little bit of fire, but we don't have any earth, because this creative impulse is running into all of this air and water, and it's getting trapped in here, right? So we need to knock it off, basically, right? We need to get out of this Nine of Swords, and to the first Swords energy we're going to have to do is the 9. So let's do an affirmation card, Language of Flowers. We're going to do one for each of these. Well, at least for the 3, the 7, and the 9 of the Swords cards. Not so much the 2. I think we're okay with the 2. We have the Mexican Marigold, Renewal. It's time to begin again, stronger and better, right? And maybe that's just kind of a suggestion to abandon whatever kind of complex thought system we're stuck in right now. Yeah. Maybe it is time to begin again. Of course, we have the 2s here. So maybe it's an idea that we have to go back to basics, right? Let's start over better, stronger. Maybe it's saying we got to go back to the 3 of Cups. Go back to a time. Take your mind, take your thoughts, back to a time where you experienced the joy, the love, the wonder, the pleasure, the bliss of this situation. Whatever's coming from this fire, whatever your creative will is. Think back, feel back to the time where it had this joy, right? And I'll give you a secret here. Doing that, taking your mind and your heart back to the last time you remember feeling this kind of joy about this work that you're doing, or this project, or whatever it is. That is how you tap into your intuition. And to do that, we also have to focus on what is closer to home. Like I said, the more personal Chariot, almost the distractions, but just take yourself back to a very safe place where you had this feeling of joy and love and wonder, and the 3 of Cups, abundance, because this card rules Mercury in Cancer. And here we have Mercury and Cancer. So the key to the 3 of Cups is the Magician and the Chariot. Okay? And I think it's by doing this is how we unlock our power. This is how we get through all of this water and air blockage. Okay. Renewal. We have to get back to the source of our love. The last time we felt that this was just generating, that this was just brewing in us, right? That we were overflowing with love and radiance and joy and pleasure in what we were doing. And to get back to this point, I think we have to take our mind and our heart back to the memories of that, to where we last felt that, right? And we can tap into our intuition and start moving away from the swords energy, especially, right? Because otherwise, if we look at the path here, this is just getting worse and worse and worse. And it's a reinforcing cycle, right? It's a vicious cycle. The more we overthink, the more we doubt, and the more we feel that this is just not working, that this has been ruined, that this is the worst of the worst, right? And then the more we feel this 7 of Cups, the more we get into a 9 of Swords, and it just kind of repeats, right? They reinforce each other here. So we have to get out of this, right? And we got to get back to our original creative will. This is perhaps the decision, the Two of Wands. We're going over to the path of the serpent now. The Two of Wands might be the decision really to do this, to invoke this renewal, right? This affirmation card. To try to get back to that source, that feeling, and start over again from that position. Using our intuition, maybe taking a less serious approach, right? Experiencing things now from that 3 of Cups perspective, a little bit more free-spirited, right? Focusing on the joy and the feeling of it. But that's going to take an act of will. It's going to take a decision that, it might feel like we're being set back in our progress, but don't worry. I still think big things are happening, but first we have to kind of reset or, renew so that we can move forward again, but not into all of this air and water energies. Right? We've got to kind of go back to the beginning so that we can do things a little bit differently and get over that water and air and get over this air and start making our progress. See, we still have a lot of this air to deal with. The 3 of Swords. Now, this is the trick here because we may be able to take our mind and our hearts back to a time where things were just delicious, right? Wonderful. But the irony here is that we're never able to get rid of the air energy, right? The 3 of Swords says that all of this negativity, all of this overthinking, all of this doubt, all of this really nasty water energy, all of these feelings are going to be with you for the rest of your life. They are part of you. Okay, the 3 of Swords is all about memories, right? So it's not as if we are eliminating this air and water energy, but we are assimilating it, integrating it. We understand it. We've learned the lesson from it. And now we're able to kind of, in a sense, transport ourselves back to this time and do things again, move forward, and avoiding the same kind of pitfalls that we experienced the first time around because we're aware of them. We know about them now. And we don't want to fall into those traps again, but the 3 of Swords says, hey, what happened in the past, if we don't learn from it, we're doomed to repeat it, right? And that's a lot of the misinterpretation, I think, of the 3 of Swords. It's about heartbreak and sorrow and all this kind of stuff. But it's kind of a re-traumatization. This is us living in our heads and our hearts, really, reliving past trauma, right? These things are being recalled to our minds and our memories, and we're feeling that pain all over again. Doesn't mean it's happening right now, but because we keep thinking about it, it keeps opening up that wound, or keeping it open, right? So we have to be aware of this as we go back to the Three of Cups, because it could very easily just become a Three of Swords, and we kind of fell into the trap again, you know? The Seven of Swords is in the position of what you don't want. And to me, this feels like, it almost feels overwhelming that we even have to deal with anything that's going on. It's like, you know what you want to do. You've got this Ace of Swords in the middle, but it seems like there's always a problem hitting you. There's always these other little smaller daggers that are poking at you. And, you know, it's regrettable. We don't want it. You know, this is kind of our wish that why can't things just be easy? You know, why can't things just be smooth and straightforward? Why is it that every time I get going on my path, something has to happen? It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way. Let's do another affirmation card for that 7. We have to do one for the 3 as well, so let's do that too. The Fuchsia, true feelings within you is all you need to know. Yeah, that fits for the 3 of Swords, I think. Because the true feelings, well, the true feelings are here, but also the pain, right? It's not all joy, it's not all suffering. Both of these have to be integrated and learned from. So everything that you need to know about how to make this progress, you already have, right? And we need to get back to this. We need to incorporate the negative experiences, but get back to this positive feeling and move forward from there, right? I think that's a very appropriate affirmation. Now, the Moth Orchid, communication, listen and speak with greater care. Yeah, that's fitting for the 7 of Swords, because the 7 of Swords is us kind of asking the question, why does it have to be this way? Why can't it just be smooth? Why is it every time I get going on my path, something has to happen, right? And that is us trying to communicate, but now we have to listen. We've asked the question. Let's listen for the answer, okay? And the answer, I think, is within us. The answer will come by way of our intuition. We don't want to forget about Mercury here. And that is the way, by opening our mind and our heart, by getting out of this Swords energy, we can receive the communication that's going to lead us forward. And then, of course, we have the 2 of Swords, which is all about intuition. You know, it's about a decision, it's about some kind of communication, some kind of action that needs to be decided upon, but we're not just using our rational mind. It's not a yes or no question. It's not a pros and cons list. It's not a debate. We're crossing the swords. We are refusing to enter into the Swords energy, and instead we're waiting for the illumination. We're waiting for Mercury to come, for Hermes to come with the message about how to proceed, about what to do next, right? I think we should do the mystery card next. So let's do that right now. Thank you, Yin Yang Duck. Someone said we should just name the duck Yin Yang Duck. I kind of like that. It's starting to grow on me. I kind of like the way it sounds, Yin Yang Duck. So this is the point in the reading where I ask you to try to connect with the images and the energies that we have here, and let's see if we can raise our vibrations. Let's see if we can tap into our intuition and discern this mystery card, which is, it's all about tapping into our intuition, right? So, go ahead and pause the video if you want. If you don't want to play along, that's okay too. We'll just have a brief moment of stillness here. I kind of feel like it's going to be the Star card, maybe the Magician card. I think it's going to be Major Arcana for sure. Definitely Major Arcana. Maybe the Hierophant. Maybe the Hierophant. Let's see. Do you have your final answers in? Mine is Hierophant. It's not the Hierophant, but it is maybe the better teacher, the Fool. The Fool. Take it easier, right? Why so serious? This card to me is suggesting kind of what I mentioned at the beginning, that we need to approach things with more of a free spirit, right? Take a less serious approach to things. Get out of our heads. Go do something like we talked about with the Chariot. Go do something that just takes your mind off of things. Go do something you enjoy. Go do something that's like a special side project or a special friendship or relationship. Just go hang out with somebody that there's no expectations. There's not a serious, heavy vibe there. And I think by just being a little bit more playful with things, by relaxing a little bit, by just loosening up, we'll get that intuition. We'll get that communication, right? This is the 0, and the Magician is the 1. So this is the first thing that needs to happen. We need to open up, loosen up, shake things off, and then the answers will come. And we'll be able to continue, and we'll be able to make this progress. This thing is going to happen. Big things are happening for you. But first, I think we have to become the Fool a little bit. Yeah. Very cool. All right, we're going to do an extended Leo. If you want to stick around, click either above or below in the video description. I want to thank you for being here. New Leo readings come out every Tuesday and Saturday at 6 a.m. Chicago time. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. I want to thank you for watching this video all the way through until the end. Really helps out the algorithm, that helps out the channel, and I appreciate that. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.